Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and this is going to be an educational video. I'm going to tell you about the 9 different types of RVs. And when you're thinking about buying an RV, the very first thing you need to decide on, among many, is what type of RV that you want. Which of the 9 different types of RV is going to work best for you. So I'm hoping this video will help you make that decision. Now there's basically 2 different styles of RVs: motorized and towable. Motorized are those that have their own engine, and you can tow something behind a motorized RV. And the other is called towables. Those are RVs, which some people call campers, and there's 3 different types: fifth wheels, travel trailers, and a pop-up. Now a pop-up is pretty much just a tent built into a trailer, but it's so much more convenient than tent camping. With a pop-up trailer, it is just very quick and easy to pop the tent up and pop it back down. And it gets you off of the ground, so it's a lot more comfortable and saves a lot of time. So if you're used to tent camping, you're probably going to like a pop-up camper. The other is called a travel trailer, which is a camper that is pulled behind either a pickup truck or a SUV or some other type of strong vehicle. And then the other is a fifth wheel. Now a fifth wheel is a much stronger connection to the vehicle towing it, which has to be a pickup truck. Fifth wheels can only be towed behind pickup trucks because they require a special attachment that is mounted into the bed of the truck. So let me show you some pictures of those 3 before I go on to the motorized. And I'm making this video at one of my favorite RV parks, and that is a Class B, which I'll tell you about later. And this park is owned and operated by the city of Three Rivers, Texas, which is a way south of San Antonio. And what I like most about this place is that you get full hookups, water and 20, 30, 50 amp electric, and a dump station. Right there's the dump station. And with a picnic table. Some are under trees, some are in the sun. And the best thing is that it's only $15 a day to camp here. I've been here a few times, and there's always been hardly anyone else around. So I always stop by here whenever I'm in this part of Texas. First, let's look at some pop-up campers. There are some small ones like this. And this one's really nice that it has this extension that goes down so you can stand up in it. And there are some that extend to the front and back quite a bit, like that. Gives you a lot of room. And this is what they look like when they're popped down. So it's a low profile trailer. And to pop them up and down, some have a manual crank and some have an electric motor. Next is a travel trailer. This one is pulled by just a regular car. Some of them are really small like this that don't have much more than a bed in it and a little tiny kitchen. And then some of them are really large, really long campers. And one of the main benefits of a travel trailer is that you can very quickly unhitch it right there and then use the vehicle that you tow it with to do your other commuting. Now, a fifth wheel looks about the same as a travel trailer, except it has this big hitch in front. And this is the hitch that mounts inside of a pickup truck. And one of the problems with that is that it takes up a lot of space. You don't have much storage in your pickup truck once you have one of those hitches built in. And it also allows you to disconnect and then use your pickup truck for your other commuting needs. But then you don't need to have another vehicle that you tow behind your RV like you do, which most people do with motorized RVs. So that's a benefit to a fifth wheel. Fifth wheels are the luxury of towables, and it can be like a whole apartment. And as you can see, this one is got 1, 2, 3 slide outs on that side and 1 slide out on this side, which makes it about 12 feet wide. You got a bedroom, bathroom, storage room. This is the kitchen and living room. And there can be a lot of really luxury features to it. Now let's look at the motorized RVs. And there are 6 different kinds. Class A, Class B, Class C. Then there's a Super C, which is just a larger C. And then there's a bus conversion and a truck camper. So first, I'm going to show you the truck campers, then a bit about the bus conversions, and then we'll talk about the A's and B's and C's. So here are some examples of truck campers. They will have a full-size door on one side like that. And the nice thing about truck campers is that you can use the truck for daily commuting and just keep the camper part sitting in your backyard or in your garage. Then just put the camper on when you want to go out camping. Some of them are small like this, and then some of them have an extended rear if you want to have more space inside the camper. Bus conversions are made from school buses, city buses, and the long-haul Greyhound buses. And it's best to use the Greyhound buses because they're more sturdily built. The city buses and school buses are not built to drive across country. So they start by stripping all the seats out. And here's a good example of some of the installations they made inside of this school bus. Now, I think most people who do the bus conversions do all the work themselves. You got to be very handy and knowledgeable how to do that. There are a few companies around the country that specialize in doing bus conversions to RVs. If you want to have a professional do it. The good part is that you can customize the interior just the way you want. The bad news is it's not easy. And there are so many technological features of motorhomes that you're probably not going to be able to do, especially if you do it yourself. Because an RV's electrical system is very complicated, but if you really want to do it, you can do it. Now I'm going into the Class A's and B's and C's. And the Class A's are like this. They look like a bus, and they range from about 30 feet to 42. This is one of the longest ones, and some have a gasoline engine up front, and some have a diesel engine in the rear. So if they have a diesel engine in the rear, then what you have up front is the generator. Now there's a big debate in the RV community, gas versus diesel. I've done a video a few years ago about gas versus diesel, which one is best, which of course is diesel, but they are very expensive. But then the diesel engines are far better if you're going to be doing a whole lot of driving. If you're just like a weekend camper, then probably the gas engine would be better for you. The Class A's are the most expensive, that go for several $100,000, but they are the ultimate in luxury for RVs, motorhomes. Next are the Class B's, which are the smallest, that are like a van, and a lot of people like those. You don't get much space, of course, because all of the Class B's are pretty small, but for some people that is just all of the room that they want. They come with gas or diesel engines as well. The nice thing about Class B's is that it's easy to do what they call stealth camping. Just park one of these on a city street in a residential neighborhood, and people would think it's just somebody that lives there or visiting. Now the Class C's are the mid-range size motorhomes, and they have this overhang in front which either has a bed up there, an auxiliary bed that is, or it's just space used for storage. So these are for people who say a Class B is just way too small and a Class A is just way too big. Then a Class C is ideal. Now a Super C is just a much longer Class C. Now the Super C's can be just as long as the Class A's, up to probably about 40 feet. They all still have the overhang up front, and they're built on a small truck chassis as opposed to the kind of chassis that the 18-wheelers have. Now my motorhome is a Class A diesel pusher. That's the kind I like. I really wouldn't want anything else. The people with fifth wheels, they say they wouldn't want anything else. So all of the 9 types, there's one that is ideal for each type of person, for the type of driving that you do, how much you use it, how much storage you need. There's a lot of factors that go into it, and it's really difficult for anyone else to recommend to you which one would be best for you. You have to make that decision yourself, depending on your needs. So if you're not that familiar with the different types of RVs, I hope this video has helped you make that initial decision you have to make when you're shopping for an RV. Which kind do I want? Good day, folks.